My van is full of packages right now. So we have a lot of unboxing things to do. Isn't that right, Sparrow Dog? And we're also in a new campsite that is absolutely beautiful, right by a creek, right down there. But there is some garbage on this side of the van, and I'll show you guys in a little bit. As you can see, I've gotten some boxes. I'm gonna do a little bit of an unboxing here with my trusty broken tipped knife. It's a cheap knife. What do you want? It's probably like a $2 knife from like some Chinese company. Whatever, it's fine. Like these are. Anyway, what do we have in these boxes? This is exciting for me. It's like Christmas every time this happens, but like it takes a lot of coordination. It's also kind of expensive because at this particular UPS store, I have to pay $10 a package for them to hold it for me. And I had 4 packages come in this time, so it was, you know, it was a whopping $40. But the worth of these things, to me, is going to be more than that. And hopefully I'll be able to test them out for all of you so that you can see what product is best for your rig or your off-grid setup or whatever it is that you want to do with any of these products. So the first thing I've got here is this is not what I thought it was. Okay. This is a phone accessory. I think this is an electric vacuum magnetic phone mount. ASMR. There's probably a lot of sound of stream behind you. I don't have the mic on. I'm sorry, I'm not going to put it on right now. It's just too much. I'm unboxing. You want to hear the ASMR? Crinkles. Anyway, this is what came in this box. It's crazy that they need to put it in such a big box, right? But I guess this is magnetic and electric and a vacuum and everything. So we'll open that up in a minute. Next, we've got this big old thing. I know what this is, and I also know what that is. So let's get this open. This one is heavy. I'm gonna make sure that you guys can see. I want you to be able to see. There's gonna be wind sound. There's nothing I can do about that. I'm not getting the mic out for this. So sorry about the wind. Maybe I'll do a voiceover. I don't know. This is double boxed. That's usually how they come. That's a hint to what it is. And it's well packaged. Which is like styrofoam, lots of tape, and my knife is worthless. Look at this. It doesn't even cut tape. It's okay. I don't need it to do much more than that. I could have just used my scissors, but okay. We have this Aferiy. That's the brand. What's in here? You guessed it. Cables. Interesting. These are MC4 connectors and then a specific plug just for this thing. And then this is another type of plug to plug it into the wall, I assume. That's also another hint. This is, what do you think this is? It's soft. There's nothing else in it. This is a bag. That's actually really, really awesome. Wow, I thought it was bigger than this. I even did the measurements online. We'll see. We'll see. It's a bag. I don't know what the bag is for. I don't know. This is the manual. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna fit in this bag, to be honest. Maybe this is the top. Maybe it's just a cover for it. That would make sense. I don't know if it's waterproof or what. We'll have to read. You guys probably can't see what's happening. Sorry. There we go. Okay. We're gonna open this up. Wow. Why does it look like that? It can open up. It's got storage in it. All right, you guys ready for this? It's heavy. Ugh. power station. Another power station. Yes. See how it's got some storage in it? I think you could put like the cords and stuff in there. Let's see if this actually does fit over it, because that's crazy if it does. I wouldn't expect it to. I guess it does. Wow. So it is. It's a cover. That's actually really great, especially for van life, because you get... I just drove down like, I don't know, hundreds of miles of dirt roads over the last few days. I was exploring the Swan Valley area, and the inside of the van is completely coated. My bedding, my clothing, it's fucked. But that's part of it. And the one thing that concerns me when we go down the dusty roads is the electronics. So I have to be really careful and clean everything as soon as I land in a place that's not dusty. But this is really nice. It kind of protects it from all that. I don't know if it's waterproof. I don't know if I would put this outside. But I might want to test the bag for that later. And it might say something about it in there. So this one has different dimensions. I think it's a little bit taller than the Gracell unit, but the first thing we have to do is charge it before we use it. And by charging it, I could use my system, but as you can tell, it's kind of like a half cloudy day. It's sunny, but it's also like it's partly cloudy. It's technically partly cloudy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the next package, because that's the one that's gonna charge this one. You can see that this one's pretty big, so I'm gonna do it up front. I do want to keep everything kind of contained in garbage zones. Let's put that in there too. Keep everything together so it's not flying off, because this site unfortunately is already pretty much filled with garbage. I think I counted 3 tires. I found wrappers. I picked up a lot of it. Engine parts, pipes, shredded tires, and I think I counted 3 other tires on the way in. So I've been picking, there's melted metal everywhere. Like, it's probably hazardous. I do have to be careful. Like, I did take a walk down here and make sure there was no nails or anything on the way in, but like, I wish people wouldn't do that. I wish they wouldn't trash these beautiful sites, because like, this area is just gorgeous. There's a creek here. There's a lake that I can see if I just turn the camera. I'll show you guys. It's a shame when people just trash places, and I will show you. I picked up a lot of it, but I will show you the remnants. And there's only so much I can bring with me, unfortunately, because there's big things that people have left behind, and that's a shame. Then there's like chemically things that you can see that I don't really want in my van, but I guess I could put it in a tarp. Anyway, let's open this. This is actually, I'm really excited about this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super, super stoked about this. It's in double packaging again, which is good. We want that. We want it to be protected, because y'all know the carriers, it doesn't matter if it's UPS or USPS or FedEx, like, they just don't give a fuck about your packages, which they should, because, I mean, they're liable for it, you know, like, we're paying them to fucking take care of our stuff, but they don't really do that well of a job, do they? Okay. This is 400 watts of solar panels, and they are portable, hence the handle. They fold out, so we're gonna do that, and I will show you what it looks like when they're all folded out once I get this styrofoam off. Okay, we've got her set up, and she's plugged in, and let's look at the readout. It is very overcast right now. Like, you can tell that the sun is completely behind the clouds. And we're still getting 75 watts from that fold-out panel. I do have it flat. I don't have it at an angle. Maybe if I put it at an angle, I would get more, but that's okay. We're at 27%. She came out of the box at 26%. It says 21 hours until she's charged. So hopefully that sun will peak out and we'll get the full potential of that panel. And Sparrow has found something over there. Let's go check out the brook, and I'll show you the campsite. Sparrow, should we show them the campsite? Come on, buddy. First of all, let me show you the pretty spot. Like, from here, if I hold this up high enough, I think you can see the lake through those trees just a bit. You see where it's shiny down there? That is the lake, and I will walk over and show you guys that soon. But there's all these beautiful berries. Look at all of them. Look at how big these white ones are. I don't know if those are edible. I will have to check. They look very much like the other ones that were turning blue, but obviously I'm gonna cross-reference with a few books before I go and put them in my mouth. But you see how different sizes they are right here? These are much bigger down here. It doesn't look like anything's been eating them though, so they might not be edible, they might be poisonous. We'll see. There's also some rose hips down there that I saw, and we'll go check that out in a minute. But for the most part, you see the garbage. It's just little pieces everywhere here and there. This is just like a shredded up tire. There's wrappers that I haven't gotten picked up yet. There's just bits and pieces of like old metal parts all over the ground. And I'm gonna do what I can to pick up most of it, but it's not easy. Some of this is really clunky and covered in soot. It looks like there was either like a vehicle fire here or something else that they just tried to like burn up. I don't know. But let's walk down there and show you this beautiful creek that we have. So we're gonna walk through these rocks, and there is kind of like a little path, and I believe this is probably like a snowmobile road during the winter, or maybe OHVs take that. It doesn't look like it's getting much use though. I do feel like it gets used in the winter because you can definitely see where it's like tramped down along this area. But this is the creek. Sparrow loves the creek. And it goes that way down to the lake. And then up this way, probably from glacier or a spring or something. I would say a spring. It's a little swimming hole. Hi, Sparrow. Is it good? Do you like that? There's also all of this up here. And this is obviously where a burn happened. And, you know, I want to talk about that because I just had a interaction with someone who left their fire burning and shouldn't have had a fire in the first place out of national forest when there was a burn ban. But like you can see all around this campsite there was burning, and most of these trees, all the foliage has just been burned right off. And it's a shame. It's sad to see it because it just looks so barren, but it's also part of the ecosystem. Some of these pine trees, the only way that the seeds can actually germinate is after they've been burned, which is Mother Nature at her finest, right? Sparrow's ready to keep going. Let's go see the other part. There's another access point to the creek over here. Yeah, it just looks like there was a vehicle fire here because there's still like lots of vehicle parts. Just burned metal and cuckapoopus. Okay, well, let's go over here. Come here, Sparrow. Come on. Lots of garbage. We're gonna go this way. No, this way. He loves it here. He's happy. If he's happy, I'm happy. I don't know if we can access it down here. It might be a little steep. Oh, yeah, oh, it's a little steep. But it looks like there was a landslide there. That happens after the fires too. Let's see if we can get a view of the lake. Watch out, bud. Watch out. Through these trees, you can see the lake down there. And we'll walk down there in a minute. This panel is still giving us 69%. And I mean, look at this. It's fully behind a cloud, like partially cloudy. That's a lot of sun to get. This is 400 watts. And that's only 10 watts less than what I have on my roof. So I'm pretty happy with this. I think that this is going to be able to charge a lot of other things very, very quickly. The only problem I have with this power bank is that I don't think it's going to fit where my Gracell power bank fits. The Gracell fits right in that shelf. The other one is a little bit taller. I could always change the build. That's not a big deal. Not at all. That's not enough reason to hate it, for sure. This is definitely a great product so far. 2,400 watts of power. That's as much as my Grisel is, and it's more than my 2 batteries together. Oh, it's about the same, actually. My lithium-ion batteries. And you don't need the system. Everything's there. Everything is there for you. The charge controller, the inverter, the fuses. This thing has everything for you, so you don't even have to make a big solar setup like what I've got in the back of the van. The cardboard, that's mine. I'm taking that with me. I'm going to try and take as much of this other crap as I can too, but like this is what I'm talking about. They've got tires and an RV water tank. I mean, you can't take that with you. Brought it here. There's probably a dump that's free somewhere too, but like, see all the little wrappers? My pockets are full right now with garbage. I'll be picking that as much up as I can. But for now, let's walk down. Oh, here comes the sun. So right now we're getting 340 watts from that. And it says it'll charge in 4 hours. That's if the sun stays directly on it, which of course it's probably not going to because we have a partly cloudy day, but that's great. That's excellent. I love it. Just to compare, this one, the 200 watt flexible panel, is in full sun and it's giving 190, 187, 183. That's because the sun's going behind clouds. I just want to give you guys a comparison. But that one in the sun is obviously not going to have 400 watts because it's only a 200 watt, but it will take half the time to charge this with that panel, the 400 watt. All right, now's a good time to walk down to the lake and let Sparrow explore a little bit. Let me stretch my legs now that my back is feeling better because holy crap, has it been a rough time recuperating from that while still trying to do things and make money and work and travel and drive 18 hours in a few days. Insanity, but we did it. We're done. Let's see if I can find any of those rose hips. Maybe I missed them. Well, if I see them, I'll film it. This is the entrance to the campsite we're at there. There's another one that goes down that little road, but it's super trash. There's like piles of clothes, just garbage everywhere. And then you can also use this one as a campsite. You would get the ultimate sun, but you're really close to the road. And there have been some logging trucks coming down, which is ironic because every time there's a fire, there's logging trucks, right? But they're definitely not set on purpose. No. That's a video for another day. But here's the lake. Let's get a better zoom in on that. Look at that lake. I don't know if you guys can tell, but she is aqua. There's a little beach down there. You can actually drive right there. You can drive down, but it's a little steep and it's a little muddy down there. So it's just too close to the road. I really like to let Sparrow run around and smell things. And I just don't want to be that close to the road. So, but it's really neat that we're that close to the lake. It's literally like a 5-minute walk and it's absolutely gorgeous. So if I feel like taking a cold plunge, which I don't, I can. It's a little cricket. Grasshopper, whatever he is. I think I'm gonna put my cones here just so people know not to come down there. But you see all the burn? It's up there. It's all the way up that hill. Where did Sparrow go? There he is. Okay. Sparrow's exploring. What is it? Where are you going? Go come this way. Come on this way. See, there's another tire. It's just a shame that they would dump at such a beautiful place. And I will tell you that I know it's locals because in the trash that's down at that campsite that's along the river, people have like mail and it's all local right in town, like literally a few miles away from us. So that it's fucked up that like the locals would come and make this their dump spot. That's disgusting and they should be ashamed of themselves. Putrid, nasty. But it's a gorgeous campsite otherwise, and I'm happy we found it. And I think Sparrow is too. Your feet are so gross, dude. I know, Mom, it's awesome. Not in the van, though. I love you. Look at him just waiting there for me. You're so beautiful, Sparrow. I do want to give you guys more of a feel of how big this thing is. I would say this thing is about 8 feet long. Here's my foot for reference. It's just pretty long. It literally folds up to like a briefcase like that. Like obviously like it's big, but it's so thin that you can lay it flat. And it's got handles. It's super tough. Look at how rugged this shit is. I can't even, like it's not really bendable, but it's flexible. And then the whole thing is like this hard canvas. It has stands. The whole thing Velcros together so it stays shut when it's closed. And then look at this. It's got 2 USB ports and a USB-C port and whatever that is already. So like you don't even need this if you're just trying to power your little devices. Like that's fucking awesome. And this zipper thing is waterproof. How fucking cool is that? I love this thing. I'm all about it. It also has these stands on the back that Velcro closed and they're held open with elastic straps. There's 6 panels total. I love that it folds up flat. The other one being a roll-up or flexible one. It's on the ground over there behind the van. She's a lot more flexible, but it's hard to keep her in a tiny space like the back of the van because rolling her up actually takes up more room than if I were just able to be flat and put her in there flat. So we're dealing with it. But this roll-up panel is obviously not intended to be rolled and moved around. It's something you want to install on your van. Where this fold-out panel is meant for portability. Right now, that panel is charging my Gracell power bank that's in the van. And obviously, you can see the wires are going in. The green and the black are for the solar. And the gray one is to the Starlink, which is over there. So it's dogwood. Red osier dogwood. And you can read all about it if you want to pause to read it. But it can be toxic. Like if you consume too much of it, you'll get poopies. You don't want to do that. So, I mean, just try the berries if you see them. Read this and make sure you have another source to look through any of the things about the berries. But that's what it is. Dogwood. By the way, this book, one of my favorites, has some of the best descriptions and pictures. It also has a whole section just for like poisonous plants, which you see how it says poisonous plants up there, which I definitely suggest reading before you ever put anything in your mouth, like the whole section. Get yourself familiar with the poisonous ones first, because that will help you identify other poisonous species. Yeah. But there's a whole section of these. See, there's some white ones that's why I wanted to cross-reference. See how the leaves are different? They're serrated. So this isn't the same plant. But it's good to know. Don't mix those, which is baneberry, with dogwood. Okay, kids? Don't try this at home. This is the dogwood. And you see how the twigs are reddish? And the leaves they're striated, which means they have those veins on them that way. They're oblong, they're not serrated edges, they're smooth. Over here you can see them well too. And also that's a great way to identify, is by the leaf. But also looking at the wood, the red wood, how the leaves are opposite. See how the twigs are opposite down the branch? There's like one on each side every time there's another new branch. And then the berries, you see how they're clustered? But the berries get clustered in a certain way. Like if they were opposite or if they were staggered, that's another way of identifying a plant. But these are all clustered. And then if you go down here, do you see how much bigger these berries are? How they're not clustered in the same way? They have like 3 sets of clusters down the branch. And the wood is not red. The twigs are not red. And even the leaves, I'm gonna try and get, the leaves are very similar, but they are definitely not the same leaf. This leaf, the veins go from the center out, and it's kind of more of a heart shape or a spade shape, right? And this leaf is much longer, more oblong, and they start from the center and then they go up. They go out and up to the outside of the leaf, and it's much more oblong. And you see how those berries are in one specific cluster, and these over here are in another. You see how big these berries are? They're massive. Some of them are even oblong and like marshmallow shaped. And the leaves are definitely different. And the wood, the twigs, the bark is not red. There's definitely a whole different shape there. From that to that is a definitely different leaf. And then you see the wood here is red. And the berry structure is very similar, but it's kind of in bigger clusters. You see how they're like sprayed out? And they're not just on the edge of each branch. They're kind of in the center of the branch, like they go down the branch. There's some inside the branch. And over here, Sparrow's very upset that I'm not throwing the ball for him. They only happen on the very tip of the branches. Just the tip. So it's definitely a different plant. But that's how you can identify the differences. I still don't think this one is poisonous, but it's definitely not dogwood. It is morning, and I'm looking at the lake right now, and there's like all this mist coming off of it. So we're gonna go down and check it out. Come on. I did tell Sparrow to leave his ball, but I love my ball. I know you love your ball. Hold on, let me get a shot of this beautiful lake. What? That's amazing. Let's go down to the beach. That's pretty. I don't mind how dirty my cup is, but it's a perfect place to have coffee. But it's a little steep getting in here. A lot steep. And there's the bridge. But you see the mud? It's very close to the road. I'm okay with that. I can't believe that old bridge is holding up all of those log trucks. Let's get a closer look at that. I mean, you can kind of tell it's like falling apart in places. I don't know if it's like metal underneath, but it almost looks like it's gonna bust any minute now. And these big trucks go over it. I mean, with massive logs. I don't know if that's a good choice for them. But I will be staying on this side of the bridge. Yes. There's a couple ducks swimming through the fog. I don't know if you can see them. You can kind of see how low the water level is. Like, see the levels on the gravel over there? How it just keeps going down. A beautiful day. This is the other campsite. And you can see the river, and you can kind of see my van way up there, the little white speck, but you wait, Sparrow. You see the garbage here? Look at this. Look at this, just piles of it. And they left their mail in it, so you know who it is. Why? Why would you come here and trash such a beautiful place? Sparrow, get out of there. Come on. No, where's your ball? Where's your ball? I'm looking right at it. Okay, come on. These are the rose hips, but I couldn't find any around here. So they're just called wild roses, but those are the hips. That's what they look like after the flowers. The petals fall off and they stay on for a little while and you can eat them. Stay tuned for the full review on that Aferiy power bank.